My parents don't really know what it is.
Christian Hernandez is talking about this device, an electronic cigarette known as Juul.
They just think it's a flash drive.
But this device is much more dangerous than a flash drive. The pods that you put inside this thing have as much nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. It says so on the box.
I'd rather have just nicotine or Juul than everything else.
A belief shared by millions of other kids his age, including one user who asked to go by Junior. He describes his first hit.
Lightheaded at first.
It didn't stop him.
It was pretty funny. Like, I just didn't know what to do with myself for a cool minute or so, and then I just kept on taking more hits.
And here at Hazleton in Naples, they say that vaping that nicotine is a bigger problem than you might think.
There's an assumption that it's not particularly harmful.
Heather Hayes works at Hazleton, a center which treats addiction in Southwest Florida. She's seen a lot of clients affected by nicotine over the years.
Many people come in for substance abuse treatment who also are using nicotine.
Research shows vaping nicotine may be a helpful way for adults to quit smoking. But Hayes says that nicotine has a major harmful effect on teens' brains, which are still developing, a claim supported by a study published in 2015 from the University of California. The nicotine makes it easier for them to get hooked and rewires the brain, making other addictions to more dangerous drugs more likely. The companies that make these devices include Juul, Kilo, and Mojo, but they're facing pressure from the public. For example, last November, Juul shut down its Facebook and Instagram accounts. This followed government regulators calling teen vaping an epidemic. It also cut off flavored pods to more than 90,000 stores after the FDA raised concerns about kids using the products. But Hayes says that's not enough.
8th and 10th graders, when they were polled recently, said they know how to get these devices very easily.
That's according to a 2018 study from the University of Michigan. And the nicotine they're getting makes it harder for them to concentrate, learn, and control their impulses, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Leaders in Washington are aware of this issue. Right now, no products to help teens kick the habit have been approved by the Food and Drug Administration. However, Dr. Scott Gottlieb, commissioner of the FDA, tweets, "We need to do everything possible to reverse this trend and help kids who may already be addicted." But Hayes believes a lot of irreversible damage has already been done.
Nicotine is especially dangerous to a developing brain. Young people's brains are not fully developed until their mid-20s, and so nicotine delivery is affecting their judgment, their impulsivity.
That danger doesn't seem to bother Hernandez.
I don't see myself quitting vaping.
As Hayes and others warn parents to get educated about these products before they fall into kids' hands.
And Channing, what about kids who are already addicted?
Well, there's not a lot you can do right now because the FDA hasn't approved those patches or gums that adults can use to get off of nicotine, but they are working right now to develop some kind of therapies that can help these kids who are addicted at this point.
And what are the companies telling you?
Well, we got one response. We reached out to a number of companies. Juul was the only one that got back to us, and they said in part they share a common goal with policymakers, regulators, parents, schools, and officials, community stakeholders, everyone trying to prevent kids from getting this nicotine in the first place.